everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right, so for this video I am going to be unboxing and I'm just going to briefly talk about the 4K picture of StudioCanal's latest release of Highlander. Now, I've spoken to a few people about this movie. This is going to be like a new movie to me. I honestly cannot remember the movie. I think it was probably over 20 years ago. Close to 30 years ago when I last seen this movie. And I have to tell you, it wasn't one of my go-to movies back in the day. I do remember enjoying it. But it's one of them movies that I could watch it and then leave it for years and years and years and not watch it again. You know, it's just one of them movies for me. But I was always looking for an excuse to revisit this movie, and when StudioCanal announced it on 4K, I couldn't think of a better time than to pick it up now and check it out. So I didn't have time to watch the full movie, so what I done was I knocked on around 20 minutes of it, just so I can get a good idea of what the 4K picture was going to be like on this release. And I have to admit, when I was watching the 20 minutes, some of the movie was starting to come back to me. Like, a lot of it I honestly still couldn't remember, but there was certain scenes where I was like, yes, I do remember this. So the only things I really remember about it is the cast of the movie. It's a great cast. You got Sean Connery, you got Christopher Lambert in there as well, you got Clancy Brown as well, and it has an amazing soundtrack from Queen. And for that reason alone, I think it's worth revisiting this movie. I'm a big Queen fan, and a lot of the songs that they've done on this movie I really do love. So yes, like I said, I watched 20 minutes of it, and I'm going to quickly talk about what I seen in them first 20 minutes when it comes to the 4K picture. Now, I just want to give you a warning out there. If you are grain haters, you trust me when I say this, you are going to hate this movie. It is incredibly grainy. It is there to be seen. It fluctuates at times, and that's one thing that I don't like with a 4K release, when the grain structure is not consistent. Now, for the most part, I'd say 80% of it, the grain is fine, but there is times in it where it does become unbelievably heavy, and there's even scenes in it where there's actually no grain at all. Do I dare say that there might be a hint of DNR being used? Now, again, it's only a couple of scenes, don't get worried. It's just a few scenes that I noticed where, wow, the grain is just completely gone. So maybe there was just a touch of DNR being used. But yes, it's a very, very grainy, and it's a very soft looking presentation. And the thing about the Highlander is, and one thing I do remember about it is, if they cleaned this movie up, you know, and made it look pristine, this movie would definitely lose something. So I think it's a very faithful transfer, and it's a very beautiful filmic look to it as well. The Dolby Vision HDR colours are, again, the winner for me. The colours look unbelievably natural now. Wait till you see the segments in Scotland. You know exactly what I mean when you compare it to the Blu-ray. It is truly a night and day difference when you do compare them colours. And there is a lot of fine detail to be seen as well. There's one scene I just quickly looked at. I think it was Christopher Lambert in a police station. And the amount of detail that you can see on Christopher Lambert's face, especially when it's up close, it does look astonishing. But again, bear this in mind, folks, this is a rough looking movie. It always was a rough looking movie. So bear that in mind when you do pick this up. If you're looking for a crystal clean looking 4K picture, you are not going to get it with this. And I did actually notice a couple of specks of dirt as well to be seen on it as well. So it's not as clean as I thought it was going to be. But for the most part, like I said, I think it was incredibly faithful. And it's exactly how Highlander should look. It also has a DTS 5.1 audio, unfortunately no Atmos or DTS-X. And for the most part, I thought the audio sounded great. It sounded a little thin at times, I'm not going to lie, and it lacked a bit of activity, but again, it's all down to source material in the end. So I don't have too many complaints with 5.1. Maybe Dolby Atmos might have been a little bit of an overkill, I honestly don't know. But I think you are going to be okay with the audio on this. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you around this, and I'll show you everything you get inside it. It's actually a very nice release from StudioCanal, so yeah, let's do it. Right, so here we go, Highlander, and I have to admit, I am a big fan of the artwork on this. I really do like it. There seems to be a lot going on. You know, you have one fight sequence kind of going on there. You have another one kind of going in the background. Of course, you got Christopher Lambert in there as well. Maybe the only thing that's missing is Sean Connery from the cover. It's a bit strange seeing his name is actually on it. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure why Sean Connery is not in there. Bit of a shame that. But look, it's a minor nitpick to a very nice looking artwork design, it has to be said, and I'm a big fan of it. And I like the way, again, when you kind of bend the light off, as you can sort of see the kind of electricity kind of going through the swords there, which looks pretty cool. So yeah, definitely digging on the artwork on this one. The only thing that will annoy a few people though is down here, the ratings. Unfortunately, they are not stickers, they're actually part of the slip box, and I know a lot of people out there do hate that. Look, me personally, I don't really care, but I know a lot of people don't like it. And it's the same on the spine of it, unfortunately, as well. They are not stickers. So yeah, as you can see, it is a bit of a meaty looking set as well. And in case you are wondering, it's a nice solid hard box as well, and that's exactly what you want to see from StudioCanal. It's a shame they didn't do that when they brought out the John Carpenter movies all them years back. It would have been nice to get hard boxes with them. So right, so this is the back artwork for the set, and I'm going to bring you in close there so you can have a look at some of the new features in there. And there's one new feature that kind of, you know, draws my eye, is the it's called The Kind of Magic, the music of the Mortals, a featurette on the soundtrack. Really, I'm looking forward to checking that feature out. I say it's going to be amazing. And again, I'll take you in close and there's a look at some of the technical aspects there as well. Right, so that is the box itself. And if I actually did have slight damage on mine, there's just a little crease here. Again, not enough for me to warrant sending it back. So yeah, that is the box itself. So let's open it up and let's see what's going on inside. So, right, there's a lot of stuff here, it has to be said. So I will, you know what I'll do? I'll show the this and that first, and then I will take us around all the items that you get inside it. So you have Sean Connery there on the far left side, and that is your 2 discs. You've got your 4K on the left there, and you've got your Blu-ray on the right. And let me see if I can just remove these discs for you, so we can get a good look at the artwork inside. Yeah, behind the disc, sorry. So there you go. So yes, let me just flip this around again, and that is the rest of the artwork. Yeah, really, I always say this with StudioCanal. I think they do great work when it comes to the designs of their sets, and this one here is absolutely no exception. So yeah, that is the disc. Let me just slot these back in very, very quickly. Don't want anything to happen to them. So right, that is your disc out of the way. So let's bring in some goodies. Right, so the first thing you're going to see here is pins. This is definitely a first for StudioCanal. I don't remember ever getting pins from them before. So you've got 4 here. It says, "Who wants to live forever? I'm a man, not a fish. There can only be one." And you have the manners of a goat. And right at the back of it there, "It's better to burn out than fade away." So yeah, just a couple of little pins there. Nothing too extravagant. You've also got this. I think it's a comic book. Again, this is another first for StudioCanal. I don't remember ever getting a comic book with any of their releases. So yeah, they definitely seem to be going out making a bit of effort for this one. So yeah, just a quick look at the comic book. You got a nice poster. I'll show that now in a second. You got this booklet as well. I presume it's just I think it's showing certain artwork from the movie as well. So yeah, at least again, great to see that the artwork is a bit different as well. And of course you got the 2 of them at the back there, and nothing on the spine. So let's open this up and we'll just quickly scroll through it and check that out. Freddie Mercury and Christopher Lambert. I love the video of that song, Princess of the Universe. What a song it is as well. So yeah, let's quickly check it through it. There seems to be a bit of a write up there of Queen, which is always great to see because they do some fantastic music from this movie. And I've seen a couple of maybe behind the scenes stills and stuff like that, and artwork and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just a quick look at the booklet itself. It's not a hard booklet. It's a kind of a bit of a gloss finish to the booklet. It's quite nice. Then that brings us on to these postcards that you get. Let me see if I can open them. And you've got one there of Christopher Lambert. Let me see if there's anything in the back. No. And you've got Sean Connery there as well. And then there's another one that's the kind of the artwork that we all know and love for the Highlander. And then you've got another one of Christopher Lambert. So yeah, 4 postcards. And then that brings us on to the last piece you get with this release, and it is the poster. Now this is actually a very nice poster. I love this hard paper that you kind of get. I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of similar to what you get with the Arrow video releases. But I checked that poster out. That really does look amazing, and I tell you, that would look very, very nice if you did decide to frame it. So that is your poster. Is there anything on the other side? No. So that is everything, folks. That is the whole lot that you get. So you got your poster there. You have got a couple of postcards. You've also got a booklet there. You've got a comic book. You got your pins. That's your disc there. And of course, the box itself to house it all in. Another amazing release from StudioCanal. Right, folks, so there you have it. That is Highlander, and yeah, another great release from StudioCanal, and I hope they keep them coming. I'm such a fan of that studio, and looking forward to seeing what they come up with next. So that is it, folks. That is it. So as per usual, if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you could leave a comment down below, and please do share your thoughts on this movie, and what did you think of the transfer out there? I'm very curious to hear what you're going to say. And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.